Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Problem Solving. At this point of time, I'm completely aware that I'm creating more problems than solving them because I want you to belong to an energized field called problem solving, to a dynamic field called problem solving, so that all of us gather a momentum, and we are in the state of momentum all the time. We want to avoid the static inertia and gain a lot of kinetic inertia. We want to gain a lot of kinetic inertia. Static inertia, by now you understand, is a sign of frigidity, sign of docility. As the bowler walks to the top of his bowling mark and then starts running in, the midfield fielders are also trying to walk back and come in, walk back and come in. Okay, and the slip fielders, they are trying to concentrate on catching the ball. They are trying to concentrate on running with the ball, running for the ball. That's why they want to gain a momentum. That's almost a statutory requirement of a good middle fielder. Almost a statutory requirement. Unless and until that happens, they will not be able to throw their bodies and suddenly change the angles, to stop the ball. We are trying to achieve that inertia of kinetics, always in the state of movement, state of flow, state of thinking. So, I'm sure if you take your face cut now and you compare it with how you looked maybe 15 days back, you will see a significant change in your looks, the face. We're going to have a very dedicated session on the face investigation and the problem solving abilities. Okay, howsoever hypothetical that is, you can create a theory out of it, but that's for the later part. In this episode, as I said, as I intend to energize the environment, one of the biggest energetic field that we have around is the cosmic. Cosmic is an energy. It is an energy of different time. There are energies that move you. Electrical energy that moves a certain motor, a certain equipment. But there are other energies which move our mind. They are not measurable. We don't have a measuring equipment to do that. You might feel I'm switching over from rationality to irrationality, rationality to irrationality. No, I don't mean to say so. I'm a science practicing professional. I practice science most of the time. But then there are parasciences. There are meta-sciences. There are ortho-sciences attached. They're clinging to the proverbial benzene ring. Benzene, because it offers 6 places for the attack, for the attachment, for the bonding. 6 places. And so we are. Our hotspots might be more than 5, 6. It might be hundreds also. For example, suppose I have a taste for classical music, or I have a taste for, let's say, a certain genre, very specific genre in classical music. It might be ghazal, it might be tumri, it might be jhula, whatever. Or I have taste for film music. They're all independent points. They're all independent hosts in me where things can come and settle. There's certain kind of music and you just stop by there. You can't do anything else. You're frozen because that music is coming to you. You're on the bond. There's certain speech you can't stop. You stay there only. There's a certain page, and in the page is written, however, the mask was. And the moment you say, oh my God, mask, it must be drama. It must be some unexplained truth of the universe, of our existence. It might be talking about the time to come, drama. So, the word mask sticks onto you. So benzene ring has got 6 points. Sciences could also be like that. So if you are a science-sensitive body, a science-sensitive host, so many more sciences will stick to you, including parameta, ortho sciences. I promise that. I can easily promise that. I'm practicing in that. I can promise first-hand experience. So, the alternative for rationality is not irrationality. That's one way of looking at the opposite. The opposite of rationality might be super rationality also. Super rationality. And in the universe, as we enter the universe of macro problems, we might see more and more incidents of super rationality that come in our lives, and we are either required to solve those problems or we're required to accept those problems. We are required to accept those problems. Cosmic. Since these energies are unseen, it's not like a torch, coming onto your wrist, and after some time you feel warm there. Because, the exuberance of the energy is stopped by your skin, your little skin. The skin doesn't get warm, at least the cilia would stand up, and you feel some moment there. That's physical transfer of the energy, but I contend there is a non-countable, non-reachable energy, and that being unseen will affect some unseen quotient of our body, some unseen quotient of our living. There will be a marriage, a bond between two unseen things. There will be affinity between two unseen things. I feel very sorry, the young boys and girls listening to this conversation. It might surprise you, it might confuse you. That's a part of our living. Every new lesson confuses you, and little later the same lesson excites you. That's very normal. In one of the core exercises in problem solving, we will introduce you to thought engineering. A beautiful model, a universal model. You can not only analyze how things happened, you can also predict how things are going to happen. I promise. I'm not shy of making a promise. I promise. You will be able to understand why things happened like that. You will be able to predict how things are going to happen like that. That's thought engineering. A little later. Right now we are deliberating on cosmic. What a beautiful subject. Ask yourself, do you call that subject that you understand so easily as a beautiful subject, or that subject which helps you or which puts you in a tantalizing balance? Tantalizing balance. You know it, you don't know it. Right or wrong, left, right, up, down, sinking, flowing, rising. What is that science? It's an adult sport. 2. Like the subject which you can't understand so easily. That's an adult sport. Haven't you seen a child tends to eat that which is familiar with? A yellow potato, he eats. White potato, he eats much more. Red potato, there's a red chili inside. That's not his welfare. That's not his emotional welfare. So you mean to say the green chili and the red chili is useless commodity? Oh, it increases our digestive power, isn't it? It leads to an overflow of juices, the digestive juices. Back to cosmic. That is unseen. That energy is unseen, so it is going to affect the unfelt, unphysical quotient of our living. There's a compatibility between two unseen, two metaphysical entities. Sorry for the word entity, I don't have another word from the English dictionary. In any case, the literature on metaphysics is at a primitive stage. That's why we're short of vocabulary. So you'd be confused when I say metaphysical, then how do I say the word, how do I use the word entity? It's because we are shorn of much literature on metaphysics. But metaphysics becomes a need for higher ideological intellectual endeavors. It's a different journey. It's a spiritual voyage. Don't misunderstand the word spirituality or spiritual. If you are with me, it means a spiritual voyage. God is trying to show you what more is there than what looks like. What more is there than what looks like? That is the reason why we have been not able to understand the geometry of the universe. The geometry of the universe. The more you enter the universe, the more you discover. Coming back to cosmic. Cosmic is the unfelt, non-measured energy, and therefore it will have an affinity to that part of our being, which is not fathomable, which cannot be touched. You cannot say, hey, this is what it is. 1 kilogram, 1 square meter, 8 seconds, no mentee dimensions available. Mass, length, time, MLT. No MLT dimensions are available. It will touch, the cosmic will touch that. So what is that part? What is that part? That's Not our eyes, not our ears, not our forehead, not our hands. That unseen part is our mind. Our mind. Okay, I might express it habitually by turning my eyes. I might express it habitually by touching my forehead. Okay, I might be using my index finger to show the direction. I can only show the direction. Okay, or I can say here also, I can touch my heart and say this. That's because we are confused about the place where the mind exists. So that unknown part is the mind. So cosmic will affect your mind. Cosmic will affect your mind. We are on a very violent subject. We're looking at mind, we're looking at cosmic. We are in a very violent phase of this discussion. And I only thank you for partnering me, bringing me forth into this discussion. I only thank you. So that's where, ideally, I would like to close as far as this episode is concerned. I sign off with a message. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, come to problem solving. Come to problem solving. Come to problem solving. Come to life. Come to life.